Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution Podcast, version 2.0, where we teach manual therapists a new treatment system that does focus on working smarter, not harder, which will allow you to cut your treatment times by 50% so you can stay healthy and help a hell of a lot more people get out of pain. My name is Dr. Matt Maggio. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the show. Let's get right into it. Stop showing your clients how to treat or release their own injuries. That shit is dumb. Yeah, it's really dumb. I'm going to swear a lot in this episode too. So if you have sensitive ears or you're a snowflake, don't listen because I'm going to swear a lot because this is some of the dumbest shit that I see out there and it just pisses me off every time I see it. So what made me get fired up and want to rant about this topic? I think it was a couple weeks ago. I had a post on LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, that's where I put a lot of my content because I just like to share stuff on there. I don't like Instagram or Facebook as much because most people are just putting dumb shit out there and it doesn't really serve anything. So I like LinkedIn because you can actually share and collaborate and give you useful shit without all the drama. But that's a side note. But I had a post in there where I was demonstrating my treatment called manual scar tissue treatment to the adductor magnus muscle. And a lot of people liked it. It was a good post, good comments. And then somebody chimed in and they basically were like, yeah, I do the same thing and I have my clients do it themselves. They just, get a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball and they just go in and put it on the attachments there. And it really helps to release it and makes it a lot better. And originally I was just going to delete that comment because this person writing this was actually in their profile. They were like a master of something and like an energy healer. Like I can't fucking handle people like that. It's the dumbest fucking shit out there when you're like a fucking energy healer. Like I'm all about energy. I think energy is very important, like metaphysical and all that kind of stuff. But I also live in the real world. You got to get in there and actually solve problems. So I was going to leave it alone, but I decided to not ignore it. And I wanted to use it as a chance to educate others that might be doing this same stupid thing, showing clients how to treat or release their own injuries. Went on a whole rant in the post about why showing your client how to treat their own injuries is just awful. It's bad for you. It's bad for the client. It's bad for business, all of that. And why you need to stop doing that. How it all ended up, they just called me a name and told me I was mean. That's usually what happens when you hurt somebody's feelings. They want to attack you and tell you that you're a jerk or you're mean. But what else would I expect from a bullshit energy healer? So if you're an energy healer and you listen to this, probably don't want to listen to the podcast anymore because I'm going to start talking more shit about that because that stuff is just dumb. Like ain't nobody got time for that. If you want to do all that woo-foo spiritual shit, go right ahead. But get the fuck out of the injury space where we're actually treating and helping people and keep them the fuck away from pain pills. I don't have time for this stuff. So what do you think you're doing when you do this? Like, how you think it's helpful? First is I've had people say, I'm empowering the client to be able to take control of their injury and pain. You might think that you're saving the client time and money from having to come in. Next is you think you're just being helpful. And another thing you're doing is you're following the trend and the crowd of what all the other bullshit self-proclaimed gurus and influencers are doing. Basically, you're a copycat. And you're a timid little sheep following the herd. So what are you really doing when you're showing a client how to release or treat their own injuries? Number one is you're devaluing what you do and the importance of your role as a problem solver. Next is you're downplaying the seriousness of an injury and in pain. Another thing you're doing is you're keeping yourself broke and your business not filled up because what happens is someone's like, oh, my whatever hurts. I'm just going to do this video that so-and-so showed me and fuck it. I don't need to go in. I can fix this problem myself. And then the last thing you're doing is you're watering down your content and you're getting lost in the shuffle with all the other idiots out there doing the same dumb shit over and over again. I mean, I can't even go on social media anymore without an abundance of these morons. That's why I'm on LinkedIn way more often. I don't really like to go on Instagram because it's all these fuckheads just be like, here's 5 ways to fix your own problem. Get the fuck out of here. And usually what they are is physical therapists. I've said a lot over the years what I think of traditional physical therapy. You can go back and listen to prior episodes on the old version where I really talk about what I think. But I don't blame physical therapists for doing it, because they have zero fucking skills to help anyone get better. And they're really just glorified personal trainers who couldn't perform manual therapy to save their lives. But when I get pissed off is when someone like you, a manual therapist, claims to be good at doing manual therapy. Maybe you're a massage therapist. That's where I say, what in the actual fuck are you even doing by showing someone else how to do what you do? Like, that's just some crazy shit. Like, PTs are going to do it because they ain't got no real fucking skills. They want to be an influencer on Instagram, but you have the skills as a manual therapist to go in there and fix the problem, but you're showing someone else how to do it. It completely devalues every single aspect about what you do. I like to use this analogy. Imagine this. You got a dentist on social media showing people how to fix their own cavities. They go, hey guys, what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to fix your own cavity. We're going to go in there, we're going to drill here, we're going to numb here, do that. You'd be like, what in the fuck is this person actually doing? You'd probably report them because that's fucked up. But when it comes to something complex, like an injury is very complex. You try to make it so fucking simple. You're always like, oh, it's just simple. And here, stretch this and do this. No, there's more going on. The body's a real complex thing, and pain and dysfunction has to be interpreted and understood instead of just going in there and doing a bunch of random treatment. But when it does come to this complex injury, like an injury, all of a sudden we want to become Bob Vila and fix our own shit. Teach people how to do that. If you're younger, you're not as old as I am and don't know who Bob Vila is, it's basically a man with a beard that wore lots of flannel back in the 90s and showed people how to fix their own stuff around the house. So how do we solve this? How do we keep this from happening? Number one is just stop doing that shit immediately. Instead of showing someone how to fix it, instead educate them what is going on and why you, the provider, are the solution to help fix it. Next thing, get a lot fucking better at what you do. That doesn't mean take every goddamn training course out there. Instead, focus on the one or two things that work the best and get to be the best of the best. A lot of best in there at that. Number three, focus on being a business that solves problems, not one that provides service like 99% of everyone else out there. And lastly, call out all the morons doing this dumb shit on the internet. It's the only way that this nonsense will actually stop. So that's all I got for you guys. Hopefully I offended a few people. As a mentor said to me, if you're not offending at least one person before 10 a.m. every day, you're doing something wrong. Number two, focus on educating clients about the solutions you can provide instead of what technique you might use, because nobody gives a shit about what you do or how you do it. They only care that you can actually fix it. And get out there and download our free training modules. In all honesty, they're 10 times better than any paid course out there. And it's the first step to getting your head out of your ass, being a better practitioner that can figure out problems and have the tools to effectively fix it. Wow, a totally foreign concept. Instead of just trying random shit and hoping something works. That's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you listening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you want help on the path to being able to double your income, all while working 50% less and being taken seriously as a healthcare provider, I have some great resources for you. Number one, get access to our free training modules and introduction to my system, the Peak Method. Number two, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Soft Tissue Revolution. Links to all of this can be found in the show notes. Lastly, if you like the show, please leave us a 5-star review and share it with others that you know it could help.